Okay, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Flipping Jigs TV. If you haven't already, be sure to go down below, hit that like button, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free. I bring you guys these videos for free, so the least you can do is help me out and hit that subscribe button and share my videos with your friends. Help me get on out there. I'm trying to get to 500 subs and hopefully going ahead past that and get to 1,000 by the end. Hopefully by December of this year, I will have over 1,000, hopefully. Today, the video is going to be about my rod and reel arsenal for 2021. Now, I have 8 rods that I have on the deck of my boat at all times. And today I'm going to be going through them. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about, I'm going to go through the spinning rods first. First spinning rod I got is a octane graphite rod paired up with the Optics 20. I use this for a crappie rod. I usually throw like a little crappie jig on it, as you can see. I got this paired up with 8-pound mono, and like I said, I usually throw any kind of crappie jigs, anything to catch crappie with this. Next up, for the spinning rods, I have 2 spinning rods. The rest of them are all bait casters, but I have a P-Fluger. This is a 7-foot medium action. I'm throwing 40-pound braid on here. I actually got it paired up right now with a Walmart Ozark Trail reel, spinning reel, just to give it a test. But so far, it's actually been pretty good. I've caught one little bitty brim on it with a little popper on here, so it done pretty well with that. So a video about the Ozark Trail reel will be coming out, and I have another one that I'm going to show you guys, so it's going to be a video on. Okay, now we're going to talk about all my bait casting rods. Now, the main 3 that I'm using every time is going to be this one right here. This is an Ugly Stick 7-foot medium action light pro. Now, this rod, it's not the sturdiest rod in the world, but it's not the flimsiest rod in the world either. I also had that paired with a Walmart brand bait casting reel that I bought for 30 bucks. I was doing a video on it, and yeah, that's what it sounds like now, because I blew it up the other day. Unfortunately, I didn't get to catch fish on it, but I'm still trying to do a video on it, even though it sounds really bad. But I don't know, we'll see. I'm getting some more reels, so I'll probably take this one off and slap another reel on it soon. Next up, I got a Vengeance, Abu Garcia Vengeance 7.6 heavy. This is a broomstick of a rod. I'm throwing, once again, 40-pound braid on here. This rod is mainly used for a jig during the winter, and when the season gets right, I'm throwing a frog on this rod 24/7. Either a frog or a spook, depending on what I'm fishing. So, main water or by bridges, I'm throwing a spook. By any kind of vegetation, grass, weeds, anything like that, I'm usually throwing a frog. Most of the time it's a frog on here. But like I said, this is a 7.6 heavy paired up with an Abu Garcia Black Max. These reels are very good, especially for the price. And I'm going to have a new series coming out that I want to do. It's called Bass Fishing on a Budget. And see how that does. But that will be, I will get more into that later, but like I said, 7.6 heavy action Vengeance, Abu Garcia Vengeance rod paired up with the Black Max, and I usually run that with 40-pound braid on it for frogs and a jig. Next up, we're going to talk about, I have this rod. Actually, this was one of my dad's old rods that I took over now, but this is just a Mega Cast. It's a 6.6. I use this for a crankbait spinnerbait rod. It's got enough backbone. It is a medium heavy, so it's got enough backbone. It's a really good crankbait spinnerbait rod. I'm actually getting another crankbait rod, so then I'll have 9 rods and reels, but I'll probably just leave this one for my dad. As you can see, I backlashed it the other day, so I got to get out here and fix that. Most of the time I'm throwing anywhere from 12 to 16-pound monofilament on this rod. It's paired up with a Pro Max, a Abu Garcia Pro Max. This is a Bass Pro Shops Mega Cast rod, 6'6", you know, medium heavy action, paired up with a Pro Max. Now that being said, like I said, I usually throw crankbait or spinnerbait depending on my situation. Most of the time I'm running 16 to 14 pound monofilament on it, and sometimes I even go up to 16, depending on how deep the water is, especially if I'm deep cranking. So that's a crankbait rod. Now we're gonna get into, basically I have a bunch of the same things now. This is a Berkeley, this is a 7-foot medium heavy rod. This is a Berkeley Cherrywood HD rod. I use this for a worm, crawl, anything that can go on a Texas rig, Carolina rig, anything like that, you name it. This is just an all-around good rod. You can do anything with this rod. You can throw a jig, you can throw a crankbait, you can throw a jerkbait, spinnerbait, frog, you name it. You can throw anything on this rod, and that's what I like about it, because it's so versatile. That's why I always have this on the deck of my boat. This rod is paired up with this Lew's speed spool. This is actually the Mark Rose series, but overall, this rod has been very well. I love this rod. Like I said, it's so versatile. I can throw anything from a crankbait to a spinnerbait to a worm to a jig to anything you can think of to throw. You can throw on this rod with the same reel on it. Like I said, we'll be getting into that series later. I'll go through and tell you how much everything costs and how to start fishing on a budget. That will be at the end of this video, so stick around to hear a little bit more about that. Like I said, I'm starting that new series here soon. But yeah, that's that right there. Like I said, it's so versatile, but most of the time I always have a worm tied onto it, most of the time. Next up is going to be my dad's rod that I take all the time because he barely fishes, except now I got a boat, so it comes with me right much. This is a Lew's Hank Parker Series speed stick. It is a medium heavy 7-foot. It's paired up with a Pro Max, Abu Garcia Pro Max. Now, this rod right here, I really do like this one too, because like I said, it's got enough backbone, and it's just like that cherrywood. It's so versatile. Most of the time, like I said, we got a little worm, Senko, worm, anything. Most of the time, that's what we keep on it. I usually run about 16 pound monofilament on this. On this rod, on this cherry rod, I'm gonna put some fluorocarbon on, 16 pound fluoro. I had it on there before, I just took it off because the line I got was a bad spool. You guys haven't seen that video, go check it out. They actually sent me a new spool and everything, so now I'm gonna go ahead and spool it back up and see what I can do with it. I might do the same thing for this one, I don't know, depends on how my dad feels about it. Like I said, because he's using this rod most of the time when he comes with me, but when he's not with me, I'm always using it. Like I said, once again, this rod is very versatile. It didn't cost too much. Like I said, it is Lew's, so when people hear the name Lew's, they're thinking, oh, that's a $150 rod automatically right there. No, it is not. You can find cheaper Lew's rods anywhere, basically. But just because they're a little bit cheaper doesn't mean that they're bad. To be honest, I don't see any difference between a $150 rod and a $60, $70 rod. Like I said, we keep this on the deck of my boat because it is so versatile. That's what I love about it. Like I said, you can throw spinnerbaits, crankbaits, jerkbaits, Texas rigs, jigs, Carolina rigs, you name it, you can throw it on this rod. That's why I love this rod so much. But that's the main reason that I want to talk about this. Now let's go ahead and do a recap on everything. Like I said, on all my spinner rods for bass fishing, except for my crappie rod. My crappie rod right here, I usually keep anywhere from, on my crappie rod, I usually keep anywhere from 8 to 10 pound test mono on this. I'm actually got some, I think it's Omniflex, Zebco Omniflex on here. I'm really happy with that line. It stretches really well, so it takes a lot to break it. Like I said, this is a crappie rod for sure. I've also, when my spinning rod had broken and I didn't have one at the time, also rigged up a drop shot on here, so it's very easy to catch a bass with a drop shot on this rod. Next spinner rod is going to be this one right here. Now this one's my actual bass fishing spinner rod. This one is, like I said, this is 7-foot medium P-Fluger rod, paired up with the Ozark Trail spinning rod. Now, haven't used this, spinning reel. Haven't used this spinning reel too much yet. Like I said, I caught one little bitty fish on it, but to be honest, the real test is if I get one about 3 or 4 pounds on it and see how it does over time. It's just what you gotta do. But I really like this reel, and it only cost me 15 bucks. So hey, if it blows up, I didn't lose nothing. If it don't, hey, I just got a reel for 15 bucks. It's a win-win situation. But like I said, I usually throw 40-pound braid on all my spinning rods, or a little bit. Sometimes I'll even go down to 20-pound braid, depending on what I'm doing. But most of the time, I'm keeping 40 on there because I'm always throwing drop shots around rocks and stuff like that. So if I need to really get it out of there and break it off, I can with this rod. So next one we're going to talk about is 2 versatile rods. Like I said, 2 versatile rods. Most of the time, I'm running anywhere from 14 to 20 pound monofilament on them. Like I said, I got some fluorocarbon to actually put on this one. 16 pound Yozari fluorocarbon. So I got my new spool, so I'm gonna go ahead and rig this up with that here after this video. And yeah, so like I said, on the versatile rods, which is what I call these versatile rods, they're made for throw anything on. Like I said, I'm either running 14 to 20 pound monofilament on these, or 16 pound to 20 pound fluorocarbon, depending on what I'm doing. Next up is going to be the worm rod. This worm rod, this is also another very versatile rod. You can use this rod for anything, but mostly I use it for a worm rod. Before this reel blew up, but like I said, I'm getting some new ones to put it on there. Most of the time on this, I'll be running 16 to 20 pound fluorocarbon, and if I don't have fluorocarbon, then I'll run 14 to 20 pound monofilament on here as well. Next up is going to be the jig rod, the jig and the frogging rod. Jig and the frogging rod. This rod's really heavy rod, so it's mainly used for topwater and a jig and a frog. So like I said, I usually run 40 to 60 pound braid on this rod, paired up with the Black Max. Yeah, overall, I love this rod to death. I can throw anything on this rod as well, but like I said, I mainly keep it for frogs and jigs, and if I really wanted to, throw a Carolina rig or a Texas rig, a real heavy Texas rig on here, depending on how deep the water is where I'm fishing. Next up is going to be the crankbait rod. The crankbait rod I want to usually throw, haven't tried it with fluorocarbon. I heard that's what a lot of people do. It's a big thing about fluorocarbon and monofilament. To be honest, I'm just now getting into fluorocarbon, using fluoro. So what I'm going to do, actually, is I might rig this up with fluorocarbon just to see how it does. But if I do, it's going to be 16 pound fluorocarbon. Most of the time, I'm running anywhere from 12 to 14 pound monofilament on this rod for the crankbaits. And I can throw anything from a 1 to 3 foot square bill to a 20-foot diver crankbait. But there you go, guys. I hope that gave you some information, maybe how you start your own rod collection. I did not get all these rods at one time. I will get more into that when I start my series, Bass Fishing on a Budget, that will be coming up. So let me know what you guys think about that video. I'll be posting a video every Thursday of every week, and if I can do that pretty well, I have a list of videos lined up in this series. It's really gonna make it a lot easier. You guys comment down below and let me know how you think these series are gonna turn out, and let me know what you guys might want to see next. The fishing is getting a lot better. It's warming up a lot more. As you can see, I'm in short sleeve shirts, so that's good. Yeah, so we're supposed to be doing the hat, and then I got a big announcement coming up here later on, once it gets closer to when we're supposed to be doing a trip. We're taking a trip somewhere. I'll be showing you guys that later on. But like I said, I'm starting a new series. Hopefully the new series video will be up after this video, so next Thursday, you can go look and, check out the series. But I'm going to be over here doing this, and I apologize for talking so fast in this video. I was trying to get through it. It's starting to drizzle a little bit. It's been drizzling since I've been standing out here. And I'm just trying to get everything went through real fast because, like I said, it's starting to drizzle, and I'd rather do these videos outside. I just think I got better lighting overall and everything. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, push the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a video. And it is totally free to hit that subscribe button. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to do a trial, anything. It's totally free. Hit that subscribe button, make an account, and you can watch my videos and get notified every time that I make a video. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Like I said, I apologize for going through this video so fast, but it's just because it's starting to drizzle. And be ready for the new series coming up. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Flipping.